for Best Performance by an Actor in a Leading Role. The nominees are...
And the Emmy goes to...
Al Pacino.
Al Pacino?
Al Pacino, you don't know
I owe Mr. Pacino because I got a chance to hang out with you, I learned from you, I tasted you. So I hand my clipboard to another actor, and I'm off to improv with Al Pacino.
Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the 35th Annual AFI Life Achievement Award, Al Pacino.
Al Pacino is one of the most celebrated actors in cinematic history, but his journey to fame was far from easy.
Needle Park was my first movie. I think that's the reason The Godfather kept me, because they were gonna let me go. They didn't want me in that movie, you know.
His real-life story is marked by a challenging family life, struggles with his craft, and even a temporary departure from acting. Pacino's early years were difficult. Born in New York City in 1940, he never experienced a stable two-parent home, as his parents separated when he was just 2. In a 2015 interview with The Guardian, he recalled how his school teachers believed he needed a father figure, as his own dad wasn't around.
As a real young child, I guess. My mother took me to the movies, and I would come home and I found I acted out all the parts that day. I guess I was a sort of lonely child.
As Pacino put it, I wasn't an out-of-control teenager, but I was close. Growing up, Pacino was surrounded by his mother, sister, and grandparents. Despite financial hardships, he felt fortunate and embraced a life of adventure. He told Interview magazine, "It was tough for me growing up, I will say, but pretty much my grandmother, she ruled. And my mother was second. They were relatively young. My mother had me young. I owe a lot to that period in my life. I owe a lot to those women and my grandfather." His family played a crucial role in supporting him through turbulent times, helping him become who he is today. From a young age, Pacino was captivated by the arts, often performing wherever he could, even on the streets.
I was an only child, so I was alone, and it was a way of communicating with, I guess, the adults around me, and I don't know, and in school I found that it was a natural thing for me to do.
Did you grow up in a tough neighborhood? It wasn't?
I would say it was, yeah, in some ways was.
Known as the actor in his neighborhood, he told The New Yorker in 2014, "We'd act out parts from joke books and comic books. Kids make videos today, but it was kind of an unusual thing then to get street urchins to join you in acting out comics. Of course, it never got off the ground. There's a comedy in there somewhere." His old neighbor Ken Lipper remarked, "Pacino was full of drama." Pacino wasn't afraid to experiment with different characters in public, and his looks and talent got him noticed early on. Nicknamed Sonny Pacino, the lover bambino, he used his acting skills to befriend other kids and outsmart bullies. It seemed he was destined for acting greatness. "I had this ability to mimic. I would mimic the movies. I would mimic any of the current singers." Intrigued by the arts, Pacino took a drama class in junior high. While helping his mother run the household, Pacino attended the High School of Performing Arts in Manhattan. His mother, however, struggled to accept this, telling him, "Acting isn't for our kind of people. Poor people don't go into this." Despite this, Pacino was determined to succeed. As he told The New Yorker, survivors only hear what they want to hear. However, his time at the high school was short-lived. The rigorous non-acting subjects, like Spanish class conducted entirely in Spanish, didn't appeal to him, so he dropped out at 16. He then focused on auditioning and honing his craft. As a struggling actor, Pacino had little money or connections, but was resilient. He told The Guardian, "There were times when I was young when I could have used money. After college, I was often unemployed, and at one time I slept in a storefront for a few days. But I've never been materialistic, except that I am, of course, because my lifestyle makes me a spender." Pacino's love for learning and his encounters with various characters on the streets of New York fueled his passion for acting. He adapted to poverty with youthful resilience. You just have yourself to deal with. A piece of pizza goes a long way. You could live on anything at that age. It doesn't matter. You extract every bit of that piece of pizza. His enthusiasm for acting never waned, and he continued to improve his skills. Pacino faced significant loss at an early age. At 21, his mother passed away, followed by his grandfather a year later. This period was one of the darkest in his life. As he told The New Yorker, "And I had no father. I think that was my darkest period. I felt lost." Despite these hardships, he continued pursuing his dream, navigating rejections and seeking good roles. Tough getting through life. You gotta be tough, I guess. We're all tough. At 23, Pacino joined the Actors Studio, where he improved his acting under Lee Strasberg's guidance. Despite feeling different from his privileged peers, he persisted. He told The Telegraph in 2015, "I knew I was this vagabond kid." He often felt like an outcast, but remained patient for the right opportunity. His perseverance paid off when he worked on the play *Creditors*, which was transformative for him. Pacino's journey to Broadway and films was arduous. He often doubted himself, particularly during his off-Broadway debut. He recounted to The New Yorker, "It was a very important moment for me. I went back in there and finished the run." He made the most of every opportunity, performing in cafes and passing the hat around for coins. These experiences honed his creativity and desire to grow. Don't forget to subscribe for part 2. It's coming soon.